Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Amelia Marquez. In tonight's news, we'll bring you a report of last Saturday's Earth Day event in Tullahoma. And Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell will talk about the new city job he will be starting next week. We'll have those stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Hello, I'm Gary Cordell, your Coffee County Mayor. 4 years ago, I made a commitment to the citizens of Coffee County that if elected, I would serve our county with honor and integrity. I pledge to work hard, to give 100%, to be effective and efficient in managing your county resources. I want to take this opportunity to assure the citizens of Tullahoma and Coffee County that our county's financial condition is much stronger now than when I came into office 4 years ago. We've had no property tax increase in the last 3 years, and we reduced our county debt by 11%, from about 80 million down to around 71 million. Our operating reserve fund balance has tripled, and we've improved the jail medical system to 24/7 medical care and saved the county around $1 million in the first 2 years. The most important question you must ask yourself when you walk into the voting booth is simply, who's best qualified to lead our county forward at this critical time? I have over 35 years business management and leadership experience to best lead Coffee County. With the experience and education gained in the last 4 years as your mayor, much has been accomplished, but we've only just begun. Coffee County, let's stay on track. I humbly ask for your vote and support in our May 1st primary. Thank you so much.
The day the Lord created hope could be the same day He created spring.
Springtime's here. It's a good time to get our air conditioners checked out before those hot summer days get here. We've been here for a little over 35 years. It's been our pleasure to serve our community. We'd like to thank you for Tullahoma's finest, and from all of us to all of you.
Thank you!
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester. Check out the 2018 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the F-150. $9,000 off for the super bad 2018 Ford Mustang. 460 horsepower. And my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Welcome back. Tullahoma residents celebrated Earth Day last Saturday at an event at Fraser McEwen Park. John Gray stopped by to check out the festivities and brings us this report.
This is the Earth Day celebration here, and it is being held at Fraser McEwen Park. And this is all about celebrating our earth and recycling and the things that we can do to better have a clean and good community and be good stewards of what good Lord gave us, and that's our planet. Here's the Tullahoma Community Garden, and that's a Parks and Rec program, and of course we've got people walking around, young people. Hey there, how you doing today? Ah, that's a good-looking car right there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What a wonderful thing.
It is.
It's a wonderful thing.
Grants are the best.
Ah, look at, I mean, they've turned out today for Earth Day in Tullahoma. Look at there. Look at those fish. Now look at that. Look how they're bubbling up. And when you cover up the solar panel, there's not as much energy. Look at that, isn't that cool? And that is light wave solar.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool right there. And that's a product you sell?
Yes.
Good, and where are you located? Are you located around here?
Our office is in Laverne.
Laverne?
Laverne, just
I
right
like
next to
Laverne.
Smyrna there.
You
Thank
go.
you.
Well, thanks for being here today.
Absolutely, we appreciate the chance.
Pick Tennessee products, that's right. Everything you can buy from Tennessee, you need to buy. We make more than whiskey around here.
Representing UT Extension, the Coffee County or Tullahoma Literacy Council, and our 4-H youth development.
You've got all of it then, don't you? Good for you. Good for you.
Got information on how to save money, getting your GED, pollinating the environment by planting flowers, food for our bees, and then becoming
bees are people don't realize how important bees are, do
Bees are
they?
very important, so we're trying to save the bees.
Save the bees.
Right, so become a UT Extension volunteer and master gardener, and we'll teach you how to save the bees.
We're with Alderman Robin Dunn right now, and she's going to give us a report on Earth Day that she has worked diligently toward, and it looks like it's been a great success, Robin.
Oh, absolutely. We've got lots of folks from Tullahoma here. We've got lots of vendors. It's been the weather. I don't think we could have asked for better weather. It's a beautiful day, and there's hundreds of people out here just enjoying this time together and visiting, and it's just been great.
And learning about some things.
Learning about how we can better take care of our earth, learning about some of the organizations that we've got here in town and in our region. We've got and lots of fun, different children's activities going on. So I want to thank our sponsor, CFC Recycling was a big part of this, and the Interlocal Solid Waste Authority was huge. And then we've had lots of volunteers who have given their time today. It's just been great.
Wonder where you are tonight.
That old rain is slowly falling, slide right from the heaven up on my window pane tonight. And though your love is colder than the first snow of the winter, I wonder where you are tonight.
Your heart was cold, you never loved me, although you often said you did. Now you've gone to find another, someone who knows the love I've shared.
That old rain is slowly falling, like teardrops from the heaven upon my window pane tonight. And though your love is colder than the first snow of the winter, I wonder where you are tonight.
It came the dawn the day you left me. I tried to smile with all my mind. You could see the pain within me. It lingers in my heart tonight.
That old rain is slowly like teardrops from the heaven upon my window pane tonight. And though your love is colder than the first snow of the winter, I wonder where you are tonight. I wonder where you are tonight.
Stay with us. More Newsleader is coming up after these messages.
Hi, I'm Mark Allen, candidate for Coffee County Mayor. I am a husband, father, and public servant, and not a politician. I have been a government auditor, finance director, and small business owner for over 35 years, and I know numbers. I've seen the numbers for Coffee County, and I see a mess without vision or direction for the future. We have a high debt of $84 million with infrastructure wearing out before it's paid for. County employees not being paid a livable wage, and one of the highest property taxes in the state. What are we getting for our money? It's mismanagement at best. We need real change. The status quo is unacceptable. Vote Mark Allen on May 1st in the Coffee County Republican primary, and let's hold Coffee County accountable again. To the citizens of Tullahoma, Coffee County is your county. Get out and vote. No matter who you vote for, show the politicians it's your county too.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell will assume the duties as interim city administrator when Jody Baltz retires next week. We spoke with Chief Blackwell about his new position. Paul has been at least temporarily promoted. So he's going to be the new city administrator starting when, Paul?
Well, Mr. Baltz, the current administrator, retires May 4th. But he and I are spending time together going over some key things that projects, policies, practices, how we do things, how the Board of Mayor and Aldermen operate. So he and I are going over quite a few things. But he's still in charge until May 4th.
Is this something you saw coming, or did it just sort of come up in
well, of course, Mr. Baltz announced his retirement, and the mayor put out to all the department heads, those that are interested in possibly being considered for the interim city administrator position. And several department heads put in for it, as well as myself. And I was fortunate enough to be the one that the panel selected. So to me, it's an honor. Of course, I've been asked why you put in for something like, for that, because we know that the city administrator job is a very difficult job. A lot of things, a lot of people you're responsible to and for. So and I guess when I try to answer that, it's sometimes, well, it's just my nature. One, we live in Tullahoma. Tullahoma is our home. I work for the city, so I have a vested interest in the city, and I believe, and at the time, that I could contribute in a different way to the city. So I went ahead and threw my name in the hat, and as I said, fortunately, I was selected. And it is interim.
Right.
We don't know if it's going to be a matter of a few weeks or a few months. Of course, the hiring process for a city administrator will be somewhat lengthy. When you consider application periods, interview periods, and then the person selected, if they're from out of town, will have to give notice at their job, and then relocation. So time starts to add up.
Right.
So it could be, a couple months, a few months. And it'll be quite interesting. I was talking to the mayor last night and said, I've been the chief for almost 11 years, so I can generally say I understand how the city works.
Right.
But now in this position, knowing just how the city works is not enough. You got to know where the gears are and where you oil it and do everything else. And
Right.
you got to know a little bit deeper into the process.
Right.
And that's what Mr. Baltz and I are spending time doing now, is learning the processes.
You mentioned that it's an interim position, so you don't have any aspirations to do that long term, or do you even know yet?
You don't know. And that question's been posed, and I can only tell someone, gosh, you got to let me experience it first and get to know it a little bit.
Right.
And we'll see. I've been a police officer for 36 years, so just to up and say, well, I'm tired of doing this, I want to do something different, that was not the intent. The intent was, this is an interim position, and we'll just see what develops from there.
Actually, though, I would assume, though, when you became police chief in Tullahoma, that job had more administrative kind of aspects to it than probably the jobs that you'd had before.
Sure. Yes, because again, and maybe that's why I felt I was a good candidate for this position, because in the police department, we work with a lot of process, a lot of policies, a lot of laws, ordinances, where things have to be done in a set way, as do all the department heads. I mean, each department has got their rules, regulations, and how you do things. So I felt comfortable that the idea of having processes did not bother me. And we got some great department heads, which makes it easy, because you know that they have the knowledge of how their department operates, and and they're the ones that really make the city thrive the way it is, with the department heads. And the city administrator is basically that conductor that's driving the train. And just as I've said oftentimes about the police department, it's the officers that make our department what it is. I'm just fortunate enough to be you know, the head cheerleader or the conductor of the train.
Right. You know, and moving a current department head into that job temporarily or on an interim basis is not unprecedented, because a lot of you folks may not remember this because it was many years ago, but the Public Works Director, Wayne Limbo, held that position for a few months while they found Mr. Boggs.
And I would say for an interim position, why would you not want someone that already has some familiarity with the city and the people, and so yeah, I think that was the right move. And then we'll just see what happens with the search for the full-time city administrator.
Right. More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back. Dot Watson was the keynote speaker for the Women Impacting Our Community Awards ceremony recently. Let's listen to some of her comments.
Each of you who make such a contribution to our community, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank the Chamber for all they do for our community, and for our sponsors today who have made this even more special. People have said, what are you going to talk about? And I said, I'm going to talk about roots. They said, roots? Now, I don't know what you think when you hear the word roots, but I'll tell you some of the things I think about. I first of all think about our famous Tennessean Alex Haley, who wrote the book Roots, from which a mini-series was made. Sometimes I think about the next time I go to the dentist, I sure hope I don't have to have a root canal. Or some of you may think about the fact that you need to call your hairdresser so you can get your roots touched up a bit. I don't do that anymore. And move over. Hope y'all can hear now. Good. And the other thing you may think about would be, we're hoping spring is almost here, and you may be thinking about putting in a garden. So you may be thinking about the root vegetables like beets and carrots that you need to put in. The big thing these days is having your DNA done so you can check your roots. So maybe you've had that done or you're getting ready to. You may not want to know. You may not want to know the results. Anyway, I want to tell you that my roots are here in Tullahoma. I was born here 78 years ago at 308 North Atlantic Street. I was delivered by Dr. Dossett, who was a family friend, a family physician here in town. He was also the mayor. He wore many hats. And it was great to be born in Tullahoma. There was no hospital here then. That's why I was born at home. We're so glad we now have Harton with their good OB services and all. So Tullahoma is changing. And it is changing for the good. And I don't know where your roots are. Many of you were born here. Fran just said she was born here. But some of you may have been born in different places. But it doesn't matter where you were born. You're here now, and so I'm hoping that you're sinking your roots into Tullahoma. I think you are, because you wouldn't be here today if you weren't happy to be here and be a part of this community. Well, I've talked about roots, and I've said put your roots down here because you're here. And you have been nourished by our wonderful water here in Tullahoma. You've been nourished by friends, and you have blossomed very much. And together, collectively, you have made a beautiful bouquet of many different colors, fragrances, sizes, but you're all together. And it takes each of us, all of us, working together to make Tullahoma the kind of community we want to call home. I have one other thing to share with you, and I left it at my seat. I'll get it. When we moved here, I wrote a poem, and would you believe the title of this poem is called Tennessee Roots? And where the word Tennessee is, you could say Tullahoma. It is this. My roots are in Tennessee. Parents, siblings, grandparents, great-grandparents, and beyond. And lifelong friends as well. I feel privileged to have grown up in Tennessee. Beautiful and peaceful Tennessee, safe. I am proud to call Tennessee my home. College and marriage took me from my beloved state of Tennessee. Life as the wife of a naval officer takes me many miles from Tennessee to our nation's capital, to our land's smallest state, to Maryland's capital, to historic Charleston, to Thomas Jefferson's Virginia, to the tiny island of Bahrain in the Persian Gulf, and to the charming land of the rising sun. All these places, so rare and interesting, are compared to Tennessee. And when the nomadic life we lived for 30 years ended, my husband said, "You have followed me to the ends of the earth. Now I will follow you. Where shall we go?" Without a moment's hesitation, I said, "My beloved Tennessee." Granted, there have been changes. Tennessee has grown in spirit and wisdom, and it still stands taller and more dear than all the sights and sounds of far-off places, because it is home, and that is where my heart is and where my roots are. I love you, Tennessee. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Kay and Greg Gillum have added another touch of excellence to their furniture business. Now a newly stocked 20,000 square foot Badcock Home Furniture and More location in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Locally owned and operated and offering the same friendly professional service with the best prices on name brand products like their sister store in Winchester, Tennessee has for years. Visit the new Tullahoma location and shop name brand bedroom suites, electronic department with computers, tablets, 4K televisions, and accessories. A large complete appliance center to fit the style of any household. Beautiful selection of rugs that complement any person's taste. A variety of living room combinations all in one large showroom. That's right, Badcock Home Furniture and More has added a new location. 373 West Lincoln Street, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Offering special prices year-round. Financing is always available. Speedy delivery to your home or office. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 5 p.m. Call 931-222-4353.
Can you imagine a world without beauty, without color, without creativity, without art? Neither can we. Keep arts alive and experience all kinds of arts and crafts at the first annual Arts Alive Tullahoma on the lawn of the newly renovated grounds of the South Jackson Civic Center, May 26th and 27th. For details, visit TullahomaArtsCouncil.com and come spend the day at our fun, family-oriented art festival.
Welcome back. The pet of the week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is a lab mix named Clyde, who entered the shelter as a stray. He's approximately 4 years old. Clyde is up to date on his vaccinations, heartworm negative, and will receive a free neuter provided by the shelter. Clyde does well with other dogs and children. Be sure to check out your shelter on Facebook for more information about upcoming events and fundraisers. Remember, you can help support your local shelter by adopting, donating, or volunteering. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue.
The Coffee County Humane Society's featured pet this week is Bucky. He's a mixed breed dog looking for a forever home. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. Hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society at P.O. Box 252, Manchester 37349, and their website is www.coffeehumane.org.
Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up after these messages.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck.
Big, bigger, and even bigger. Russell Barnett has any size truck for any size need. Chevrolet, Ford, GMC, Ram. Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com. Our selection is so huge, we may need our own zip code. So my question is, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
With the best selection anywhere, Russell's got your truck, man.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1986 at 87 degrees. The record low was in 1983 at 34 degrees. The average high on this day is 72 and the average low is 49. A chance of rain remains in the forecast for tonight with a low of around 46. Partly cloudy weather expected on Friday with a high of 71 and a low of 48, and mostly sunny weather expected on Saturday with a high of 71 and a low of 44. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
And from all of us on Newsletter 6 wishes you and your families an absolutely gorgeous spring weekend. Thank you.